Hey y'all, I'm Rylan. Welcome to my channel. Tomorrow is the start of the mini Spooktober readathon. Spooktober is a month-long readathon that I've been hosting since October of 2020 and last year and this year as well. I decided to host a mini version of that to kind of, get us back in the mood, remind us why October is the best. So tomorrow, the mini Spooktober readathon starts, and I decided that I wanted to vlog it this round. I am hoping that next week is very productive for me for this readathon. I plan to do some live sprints a couple of times, hopefully with Stasia if she is available. I do have 5 books on my TBR. Will I read all of them? That is yet to be decided, but I do have very ambitious plans. I am actually focusing exclusively on NetGalley for this readathon, so I'll be reading a bunch of thriller and horror arcs. I will say that I do have a couple of physical arcs for some of these NetGalley arcs as well, so I will be reading my physical copies when I have them. We're not going to talk about why I have NetGalley arcs and physical arcs of some of these books. It doesn't matter. I don't want to go into all the details. Basically, we'll just say that I have some problems when it comes to books. But yes, so I'm not going to go ahead and share my entire TBR yet because I feel as though it could change during the week depending on how much time I have or whatever. But I will go ahead and share the first book that I am reading for this readathon. This book that I am picking up first is for the prompt of shortest spooky book on your TBR. I have the audiobook for this one. The audiobook is like 6.5 hours long, so I feel as though this is definitely going to be my shortest book of the week. And the first book that I'm reading is I Am Margaret Moore. This is a young adult paranormal thriller. This book was supposed to come out last year in October, but for some reason the pub date was pushed back, and so it came out this last March, just a couple weeks ago, I think. I've had this arc since last summer. I've had the NetGalley arc since before then, and I just haven't gotten around to this one yet. So this is the perfect time to finally pick it up. I am not quite sure what it's about. I just know that it's about... I don't know what it's about at all, actually. I don't know. I want an arc of this book. That's how I have the physical copy. The NetGalley arc was read now, I believe, when I grabbed it last year at whatever point. So, when I get 50% of the way through this one, I will hop back in here and update you all on what this book is about. I literally don't know. Something about people vanishing though, so that's fun. Couldn't tell you anything more than that, but I'm excited to dive into it. I don't think this book has super amazing ratings, but sometimes those are my favorite books. So, really looking forward to diving into this one tomorrow. I plan to start the audiobook as soon as I wake up. And I will hop back on, hopefully tomorrow, to let you all know what this book is about. Would love to knock this one out in less than 24 hours. It is super short, especially if I listen to the audiobook while I'm doing stuff around the apartment. I think I'll be able to knock it out very quickly. So yes, I'm super excited for mini Spooktober. I'm excited to take you all on the week with me and update you all on what I read for this readathon. So excited for it, and I'll see you all, hopefully tomorrow. Happy first day of the readathon, y'all. I just reached the 50% mark in my first book for the readathon. I am reading this book, I Am Margaret Moore, as I mentioned in my intro clip, for the shortest book on your TBR prompt. I've been listening to the audiobook as I've been getting some stuff done, and I just reached 50% and wanted to hop on here and update, especially because I think I can finish this book by the time I go to bed tonight. So wanted to give a little bit of an update. This is a thriller. I don't know if I would call it a thriller actually, but it is very I don't want to say gothic, but it's pretty dreary, I guess. It's a pretty, dreary book. It's about this girl named Margaret who spends her summers at this not camp, but kind of for naval stuff. She's at a naval school in the summers, and one summer, or last summer, she met this boy, fell in love, and he kept her a big secret, and then she gets in trouble for something, and he gets gets off, without getting in trouble, without anybody finding out how he was involved with her. I feel like this book is going to be about revenge, or she is just like really reflecting on and regretting these things that she did. The writing is so lyrical and beautiful. I'm not quite sure why yet this is considered a thriller, except that I just read the back and people start vanishing. So as I stopped the audiobook, like just now, somebody was disappearing, which makes sense because the back of the book said it was gonna happen, but I think this is the first time that we're seeing it. So pretty slow burn, but still very intriguing, very beautiful writing. The audiobook is stunning. I have almost teared up 2 times already, because just like some of like the way that the things are worded, I don't know, it's just hitting me really hard. Not expecting that when I first started reading it, but regardless, I'm excited to finish this one up tonight. I think this is going to be a really good one. It only has a 3.2 rating on Goodreads, which honestly isn't amazing. But yeah, I am really enjoying it so far. It's dark, atmospheric, a little bit creepy, and things are going to start happening now. People are going to start disappearing, and yeah. Very excited for this one. I'm just going to read like the last little section on the back of here because I feel like I didn't do a very good job explaining what the book is about. So Margaret had the summer with the boy. She lies about what happened. He gets off without getting in trouble for anything or facing consequences for stuff that happened. So because of these lies, Margaret's friends vanish one by one, swallowed up into the lies she is told about what happened between her and the boy with the world at his feet. Can she unravel the secrets of this summer and last, or will she be pulled under by the place she once called home, which is the Naval Academy that she's been spending her summers at for the last several years? I have high hopes for the rest of this book. It's really good so far. Not sure why people are not loving it, but I guess I'll find out by the time I finish it. So excited, to continue with this one. Would recommend the audiobook. I'm not even halfway through it, or just reached the halfway point. But yeah, I'd recommend the audiobook. Super fun so far. Fun is probably not the right word. I think it's a great time, but my heart is like actually like kind of hurting a little bit. Like there's just these moments and like the feelings that Margaret is having, like I feel them too. So yeah, anyway, I'll be back on tomorrow to update you all with my final rating of this book, and then I will share what my next pick is going to be. I need to figure that out still, but I will let you know when I know. Hello friends, I am holding my phone in my hand because I wanted to keep this vlog update really short. Didn't really feel like setting up completely. So today is Tuesday. It is the 3rd day of the readathon. On Sunday, I finished I Am Margaret Moore. What I was not expecting when I picked this one up was to get emotionally attached and fall apart with some of the writing. This book isn't going to be for everybody. I can totally see that. It is not very popular in terms of like how people enjoy it, who do read it. It has like a 3.2 rating on Goodreads, but I gave this book 5 stars. I'm obsessed with it. The writing was stunning. It made me cry. There were some like quotes in here that I tabbed that were just so beautiful and heartbreaking. And I was kind of a mess when I read it, and I'm not sure if I have fully recovered yet. This book has lived in my brain since I finished it, not really ever leaving. And I'm kind of obsessed. I did have the audiobook for this one, so I did like tab these quotes because I knew that they were accurate like to the published copy. I will have a blog post because I'm starting a book blog. I will have a blog post with a review for this one, like a full review, and I will also be including what 3 of the 4 of my favorite quotes from the book were, all of which are tabbed right here. So this book made me cry. It was haunting, crazy, loved it. Would recommend personally, but this book is not going to be for everybody. I will mention really fast that there are, some trigger warnings for death and poisoning. That book was amazing. Yesterday, I started and finished Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie. I read this for the adaptation prompt. So basically, the goal is to read a book that has either a TV series or a movie adaptation. This is a mystery, as Agatha Christie writes, about these people that go on a boat on the Nile. People end up dead. always in Agatha Christie's books. Lynette who's one of the main characters, her best friend was engaged to this guy, and a couple weeks later, she's engaged to the guy and married to the guy that her best friend was engaged to before. Lots of drama. I gave this book 2.5 stars, actually. It's not my favorite by Agatha Christie. I kind of guessed or assumed who the killer was going to be very early on, and while this book was engaging enough to keep my attention, I was not a fan of it overall. I gave it 2.5 stars, so it fell right in the middle for me. Read the whole book in one day, but definitely not something I fell in love with. Agatha Christie tends to be a hit or a miss for me, and unfortunately this was just one of those misses. But the cover is pretty. I love the Book of the Month edition that came out a couple of months ago. Yeah, read it all in one day. Glad that I did, but definitely not a new favorite by any means. Trigger warnings for this one include violence, death, murder, blood. So today is day 3 of the readathon. As I already mentioned, I am not quite sure what I'm going to start next. I currently have a poll up on my Instagram, Twitter, Discord. So people are voting, on what I read next, but yeah, I'm not quite sure yet. So in a couple of hours, I will, decide based off the one that has the winning votes at the time. Yeah, and I will share what I end up reading with you guys. Yeah, the readathon has been great so far. I did sprints for 6 hours yesterday, just on Discord. Did a lot of homework for a lot of those, but I also, knocked out Death on the Nile as well. Not my favorite, which is sad, but I'm very glad that Am Margaret Moore was just stunning and something that I will never stop thinking about. So I'll update you all when I have my 3rd book picked out. Having so much fun so far and cannot wait to see what the rest of the week brings. Hello. So yesterday, after I let the polls run for a little bit, I am crooked. Better, kind of, maybe. But anyway, yes, after letting those polls run for a couple of hours, the winning book was The Resting Place. I think that the polls might have flipped by the time I woke up this morning, and the other book that I had put up there for the poll was ahead, but it doesn't matter. I did start this book last night. This is an advanced copy. The book is out now, though. It just came out a couple of days ago. I do have an ARC on NetGalley, but I also received a physical ARC as well, way after I got the digital ARC. So, The Resting Place is a horror book about this woman named Eleanor who, what's the word? She witnesses her grandmother's death. However, she has a medical condition where she cannot recognize the faces of anybody, not even her own face. So she has no idea who murdered her grandmother. She ends up having to go to the house where her grandmother lived, or grew up, or the house is important to their family somehow. And Eleanor had a very not super great childhood. Her grandmother raised her, but it wasn't always awesome. Yeah, so she has to go back to this place with her aunt, who they don't get along very well, and some other people, and it's just very shady. And she hears these people or these things out in the woods. But she has no idea what is going on. Yeah, crazy time. So this is kind of like a haunted house trope thing, I believe. Maybe, but also it's about a murder. But I feel like it's probably about a haunted house too. Yeah, it says, The Resting Place is a heart-thumping tale of deep-rooted secrets, a twisted family history, and a house that will never let you go. So, the house will play a big role in this, but I think the major theme or the major plot line of the book will be Eleanor as she tries to figure out who murdered her grandmother without actually being able to see people. So, or see their distinguishable features on people's faces. Pretty intrigued by this one so far. I am 42 pages into it. Didn't read a ton last night, but I did, get started on it, so that was really good. I am doing some reading sprints tonight with Stasia. It is Wednesday right now. So we're right in the middle of the readathon, which is crazy. I have finished 2 books so far, feeling pretty good about that. Yeah, and it's just been really fun to kind of, focus on some mystery and thriller books this week. And now I am reading a horror book, so that's super fun. I did read The Lost Village. by this author last year. It wasn't my favorite. It had so much potential, but kind of just fell short for me in the end. So I'm hoping that this one goes a little bit better for me. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know what to expect. I haven't seen this one around a ton, even though it was recently published. No idea how people are feeling about it. I think it has like a 3.76 or 7.8 rating on Goodreads, so not too bad at all. We'll see how I feel about it when I'm done with it. Would love to finish it by tonight. I do have some homework I need to do, but I really don't feel like doing it. So I might not be doing homework tonight. I don't know, we'll see. I do know that I have sprints going on in a couple of hours, so I will be reading a ton then. This has been a pretty quick read so far, so hopefully, yeah. I don't know, maybe I can finish it tonight. I guess we'll see. If not tonight, then I will definitely be able to finish it tomorrow. That is all I have for this update. I will let you all know. Yeah, I guess when I finish this book, because I was able to share a little bit of a synopsis, I don't have a ton of thoughts so far on this one, but yeah, it seems like it has a lot of potential. So I will hop back in when I have more thoughts about it, or when I finish the book, or whenever I feel like it. Hello. So the readathon ended like almost a week ago at this point, and I realized a couple days ago that I forgot to continue vlogging for the last couple days of the week. I finished 3 more books during the last couple days of the readathon, so I'm going to talk about them really fast so I can end this vlog and get it uploaded. I think in my last clip I was just starting The Resting Place. I did finish that. I gave it 3 stars. It was fine. Do you like my hee? Anyway, it was fine. Gave it 3 stars. Yeah, not a favorite. I wasn't a huge fan of the plot twist, but it was still an engaging and interesting read that, yeah, I did get all the way through. After finishing The Resting Place, I read The Night Shift. I had a NetGalley arc of this one, gave it 4 stars, really enjoyed it. This is a thriller about a murder that happens in an ice cream shop where a couple of girls are killed and one lives, and there are connections to this murder to a murder that happened 15 years ago in a Blockbuster, and again, one girl lived. And so basically they're trying to figure out, you know, if the murders are connected, if it's a copycat thing going on or whatever. They don't know. So yeah, that book basically follows those 2 murders that happened, and yeah, figuring out who did them both. And then finally, I did technically finish this book the day after the readathon ended, but I'm counting it anyway. I don't care. I did also read The Missing Hours. This is a thriller about a girl who wakes up one night with cuts and bruises and blood everywhere, and it takes her a little bit to kind of like walk through things, but she begins to realize that she thinks that she was sexually assaulted. And then when a video gets sent to her showing that she was in fact raped, she decides that she wants to get revenge, and yeah, she puts matters into her own hands and decides, yeah, that she is going to get justice on her own. I gave this book 3 stars as well. Very interesting. Awful things, you know, happened in this book. It's not for everybody, but it just, I don't know. It wasn't my favorite. It was fine. It was good. 3 stars. Enjoyed it, but didn't love it. Yeah, but I also didn't hate it. So that was the last book that I read. Trigger warnings for this one do include rape, sexual assault, violence. I'm trying to remember what else is in the book at this point. Yeah, that sounds about right. For The Night Shift, murder, violence, abuse. And for The Resting Place, murder, violence, yeah. Grief, loss of loved one, murder, I think I already said that. Yeah, those are some of the trigger warnings for those books. I do like to mention them. I have kind of forgotten since it has been a week, since I've read these, but I think that covers a lot of the trigger warnings for those books. I had so much fun last week reading spooky books with some amazing people. If you participated in Mini Spooktober, thank you so much. I had a lot of fun reading with y'all. I'm super excited for the full Spooktober to come back in October. I will hopefully be announcing that August, September. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Thank you all so much for watching this vlog, and I will see you all in the next video.